Welcome again to this Tuesday episode of Plan B Special Business Combo. You're welcome and welcome every one of you for this. I'll try my best to see how to upload all the previous presentations on this special Tuesdays. Now, many of us, I'm sure, we see what's happening in the market already, and so you can now see why you need to have diversifications and special business combo. And I kept telling people, sometime if you are just a jacket in this wide financial system, you just limit or entangle yourself. And then when you're supposed to be taking advantage of opportunities that abound, you wouldn't do that. And then you'll be struggling with just one side and all the whole thing get off your hands. I've listened to a number of persons most time when they tell me how they don't trade this, they don't trade that, they do that, they do this. And I keep telling them that the truth of the matter is that when it has to do with business or this online or digital business and all of that, you must understand, divergences, right? You must understand divergences, right? That is, there are certain things that will happen beyond just like the way you used to know it. And then that's why you need to create diversification. All what you need to know is this, right? Sometimes you can make a very terrible mistake and have a gross loss. And that doesn't mean that's the end of the world. So what you need is to partition your portfolio and then work out and learn more, input your psychology, and that's why you see us that we create portfolios. One of the first things we always encourage in Plan B is that create your portfolio so that you build up your portfolio. If you do not learn how to build your portfolio, I can tell you honestly speaking, you will be running around, and then the time where you're supposed to be enjoying your portfolio, but because you don't pay attention to it, wow, gold is finally down to where I expected. Are you rallying up? This is, 1953. I was telling somebody that I saw a strong support at 1961 and 1962, and at the same time, 1955, 55, right? 1955, then 1949, and then 1946. So perhaps, so that means gold may come down to 1930 or 1932. Let me see my trade. I think I opened a trade on that. Oh, it's already, what? It's already running on profit. Are you crazy? What? What? Wow, this is serious. Just a few minutes ago, I just because gold is my favorite pair, so I don't joke with it. And so, okay, so just like I was saying, what am I doing here? So why you need to spread your tentacles so that you maximize opportunity in the space is the fact that you are helping yourself to make money and not in competition with anybody, right? So helping yourself to make money, not in competition with anybody, is one of the best things you should have a mindset of, not being struggling to say, okay, I'm the best, I know more than this person, have the knowledge and all of that. No matter what knowledge you have and it's not paying, it doesn't really make any sense. So you want to have a knowledge that pays. That's exactly what I always tell people to do. And of course, having the knowledge does not really warrant you to make noise and all of that. I quite told us that look at DXY that we're using as a benchmark for virtually all our businesses, right? Yeah. Let me check this guy. This guy is draining down seriously. What is this guy? $29, $30. Okay, let me send to this guy. Just a moment. It's actually targeting this guy. Okay, just a moment, guys, trying to do something. Okay, that's the place I expect a bounce anyway. Okay, so it's actually reacting to what I want to show. Okay, so it's actually finding a nice spot there. Okay, and so it hold. Okay. Mm, okay. No positions. Okay, so just like I was explaining to us, that's why we always work for diversification. And of course, understanding the market activities. Remember, all of these FX, volatility futures, probably spot buy and selling, buy low, sell high, are practically to raise fund and to build portfolio. Okay, congratulations, those of you who bought in. Wow, this recovery is getting faster than expected. I was just telling somebody that I didn't mean I have enough time. I will have bumped into this market for a reversal. Wow, wow, it's crazy. Okay, so now see what we're saying. Look at this is a coin. Yeah, I perhaps was showing this coin to some of our community members on private mentorship. Like there's some tokens that you probably wouldn't have access to them, so not everybody will do. But this a token that these are low tap tokens that does not really have any significance and all of that. But this how many percent? 210% within 24 hours. All right, this is like more or less the pump and dump and stuff like that has not really gotten consolidated activities. Now, what we're expected to do is to create portfolio for yourself, right? Is to create portfolio for yourself where you assemble your tokens you buy to hold and build for bull run. I'm very sure many of you listened to my voice note the other time, and I said, hey, you know what? What's going to happen to your market is when you make money is to find a way to see where you install that money. Installation of that money, okay? So is Gold telling me that he has gotten a very good support here? Sorry, let me just check something. Okay, so you are building portfolio. And so let's go here. What's the... It won't hold. So we need to see what closes this after 12 minutes anyway. Because the down is strong, and so it's very strong downward. So I'm not perturbed at all. So what you do practically is that you are in this space to make money and to build your life. And one of the greatest opportunity you have in this space is the cryptocurrency. Now, other opportunities are there. There are so many things we have not told you in Plan B because we want to take it one at a time. And so in doing that, you have places where you can raise money. But if there's any place we have hated with passion and we don't want to talk about is the aspect of investment schemes. No matter what they tell you, run away from them. It's going to distract you. It's going to take from you. It's going to dehumanize you. It's going to disrespect you. It's going to misrepresent you. It's going to disgrace you. All right? It's going to turn you to something else. It's going to make you a bloody liar. it's going to make you devilish. Because if you're a liar, you're a devilish person. And because what you are doing, you knew that what you're doing is just a couple of combinations and hypes. So with that hypes you are doing, you are just deceiving people here and there. And you knew inside your view that that thing is not actually working. But you kept telling people because of referral bonuses and all those ranking and stuff like that. So the best you can do to yourself is like what I said here. Many of you wouldn't understand. And in my voice note, I was telling us yesterday that you want to build your portfolio. That's the first thing that should be your mind. And so building my portfolio, I really need to have money and then cash flow. So I can learn and acquire relevant skills, either to trade FX or trade volatility or trade futures, trade spot, and then I'm able to build my portfolio. And I told us, if you are not too sound, you can pick one, maybe FX, build up yourself there, make a lot of money, and buy low gems. Now, maybe you can say FX and volatility, or preferably you may say volatility and futures, depending on what your capacity. But one of the lovely things is that is the same rule that control everything, price action and market structure. Or however, others now have some like FX, futures on spot. You just know that one of the major backbone you need to understand the movement is the DXY. And I told you guys what was going to happen on Sunday, and that was exactly what happened. That if we break here, we are looking at these two lines to bounce from there, or we weaken that and come down. And eventually, can you see? We bounce from there already. Can you see? We bounce, and then we're contending with this place to grow up, and then we're not going to contend with this counter line. So you want to see. But the point is this, even at this point, if I draw some chart for you, even at this point, the market could have, even if the market could still come down to 104.122 or 104.199, stuff like that, 104.199, thereabout, or 104.254, it still have capacity to go up because can go and close a particular gap that was created. And I told you guys that the ultimate direction is 109, right? And so, but in between the lines, you do not need to know everything. It's only a guide for you. Either you're an investor or a trader and all of that. So now if I'm trading future, I'm trading FX, I'm trading volatility, this is the only one that works strongly only on price action, volatility. And of course, you need to, so you are not waiting for what is the new saying and all of that. It's just for you to identify the market, just like this, what is reacting here. I trade few instrument on volatility, for instance. So imagine you find an entry here. This is 1 hour time frame. This is the boom and crash that people trade with 1 minute, and that's why they kill themselves. But this is the same boom and crash that you're seeing I'm targeting with 1 hour or minimum 30 minutes, stuff like that, right? So I'm just telling us now why diversification, so that you can help yourself as much as possible to raise fund and build your portfolio. All right, you can imagine this is 30 minutes, and then you're able to have a cross here, and then yalla, yalla, yalla. This is a very fantastic. So even if it's one move in a week or one move in a month, but it's something substantial, that was already crazy here, right? You're going to do much crazy money eventually. This is maybe 164 or 1,400 and 1,640 something pips, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, so imagine that, and then you're maybe two lot size of the boom, or 3, stuff like that, depending on wherever, all of that. So you know how much you probably will have made. So I'm just using an instance. So you are creating diversification. And then you come into the future. So let's look at it. And I told you guys, be careful with Ponzi scheme, those ones that tell you come and invest with us, we give you this percentage and all of that. Wow, gold actually want to violently recover from here. So I could see gold. So man, that's the very important region here. Gold, if you break over here again, then it can return to 1972. Wow. So you can see why when you are trading, you take profit so that you don't get wiped out of the market eventually. I'm sure if I go to my market that was in about $70-something before, now it must have reduced to maybe $20-something or even $15. Very possible. Check it. Oh, I said it. It's about $19 already. So eventually, in the next 6 minutes, whatever candle printed here, but eventually, it's just invariably telling you. Let me just take this one and check up what happened after now, because this is a sign of buy up. That was so fast. The buy up was so fast. All right, so the buy up was so fast for this guy, but it's still a downtrend, whichever one you want to do. So imagine if you catch a trend from here, right? I'm not telling us that all of us need to be a trader. Okay, so that's about how many pips or oh, still gonna sell because it's very strong going downward. You can just like a little pullback and then continue. So now going to your cryptocurrency and say set up your portfolio. Now imagine I gave us some coins to buy on a free platform, and I'm sure they have moved very well. Let me quickly check if I can find any of them. Let me check. Okay, Rasa pumped very well, and of course, if you bought Rasa, you must have made money, which I do not need to tell you where you should take profit. So, but I'm sure Rasa pumped so crazily to something very, very massive, and it did over 80%, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I don't know how many of you bought it, but I know I sent it on the on our forum. So Rasa. Now, I'm just trying to show us and some, okay, so Rasa pumped to as high as 2.3, and so and we bought at about 1.4, 1.5, 1.8, and so that was so crazy a move. And then it's trying to now regain a bounce up again for the markets, got some support and all of that. I'm not asking you to buy anyway, but now the other one we checked was Hex, right? Hex was at about less than 7 cents or so that day or so. And then, so, okay, wow. No, not 7 cents, 0.007. Yeah, stuff like that, 0.007. So you can now see now to 1 cent. So 0.007, that was somewhere here that day. And of course, so let's look at it. So that was about 46% of your money if you took part of that. And then we check another one was Arthur. Okay, before Arthur was Dion, D-I-O-N-E. And it was a very cheap amount. I think it was 0.00223 or 22, something like that. So let's look at it. Okay, yeah, 0.002223. Yeah, somewhere like 235, somewhere here. It was here. 231, 235, around that region. And then, so from there, for whoever saw it that day, so that's about 47%, right? Even if you close up here, about 47%. And the coin is still going to go up. It could retest back down here and eventually find an upward trend again. Then we had Arthur and Pepe. Pepe was down that day too. All right. And eventually, I think Pepe got pumped, if I'm not mistaken. So Arthur, yeah, that was a coin I was monitoring from as low as less than 3 cents or so. But that day was here about $1 something cent. And so there you have about $1.28 or so, thereabout. So from here, so that's about 19 to 20%. That was good. Right. Then we had Pepe. I'm sure most time when we get some of those information, we hardly take them seriously. So Pepe was, yeah, Pepe was 0.7273, somewhere down here. So imagine Pepe from that region did about 36%. So now, why am I showing us all of this? Is the fact that, this guy, can he continue the trend? He's actually trying to break that region. We're going to have a bounce here, okay? It should have a bounce here. Okay, so why am I showing us all of this? I'm showing us all of this is that, number one, you need to find a way to have your external wallet, your exchange platforms, so that you permutate how you are building your portfolio. And I remember telling most of us that you do not need to buy too many coins or trade so many coins before you are fine, right? That I won't use example. I use example of Solana, that somebody can stay with Solana alone and be trading and make a lot of money, right? So either on spot, and then so our August student, when they come in for training, Solana was at 17 cents, 19 cents and 20 cents. And it went down to about 15, 17 cents, telling them that you can continually buy Solana. And then what to do is to partition your portfolio. Buy some and just hold, and buy low, sell high in that order. And then you can be fine. But unfortunately, sometimes we look for what is not lost from where it's not available. And that's one of the things that we think that it will take too much time for you to get to what you are looking for. That's not true. You can get what you are looking for settled down properly. So there is no need for hype. You can settle down and then get what you are looking for as much as possible. So you can imagine for somebody who was following Solana alone, right, for all this time, right? So this is Solana, for instance, $33, that was around July, right? And before it got to that $33, so we saw it at 14, 12, 13, 14, cent. And so imagine you bought Solana that time until that big rally came, you didn't do anything. And after that big rally, you sold. And of course, if you are trading future, you are now buy low, sell, all right, trading it in that order. And until you find another support, maybe at that 17 cents, you are bought Solana. Since that time, right, Solana got up to $24. It's possible you sold because you are just monitoring. This is pure investor practical. Now you have bought and you have sold because you got that, okay, market recovery. Then you are bought back again, Solana, at $20, $21. Then since then, you are still holding Solana. That's in your holding portfolio. And then you are still doing some trading. So if, as Bitcoin is doing so, Solana could get some rejection at $33. That was the previous all-time high. And then, fortunately, it's about $37. So if the market continued to bull after $37, is to go nowhere where Solana is going. My target was actually $45 first and eventually to $90 eventually. Now, that's not a yardstick for you to put the trigger on my head that, okay, Felix says Solana was going to get this. I'm just trying to be civil and tell you, or this guy, or trying to find another entry for this guy. Okay. Sorry, just a moment. Okay, so now all you do is practically working on yourself to get the best for yourself and not just trying to, meander and thinking that, okay, this guy has got it some spots, going to probably bounce back to 90s. Still, it's very stubborn, but above all, it's going to sell. Okay, that's what it means. Above all, it's going to sell. So now, and that's practically speaking, you are building up yourself, building up your strategy, building up your portfolio, and so that be able to get the best for yourself. Most time people come around and ask questions about, okay, what should I do in the market and all of that. And I'll tell you, purely speaking, the first thing you must understand is yourself. Build yourself to understand yourself, and which is your psychology. And of course, you must not trade every day. Even when you are trading, maybe you are trading FX, volatility, futures, and spot. You must not, you trade because the conditions are met. For instance, I short gold because I saw that the movement of gold was rejected at so point and all of that, right? And of course, I discovered that there were so many here. I was already suspecting that the markets will retrace from here. But it got there, it broke it, but you can see the volume move up. That is, this place may hold, and at the end of the day, we bounce up here. But you need to see that this guy is broken. If it's not broken, then it will continue to go downward. That's what it means. Now, so you don't buy or sell because you just feel like buying and sell. You buy and sell because conditions are met. And that's the pure thing about the whole, ideology of, building your portfolio. Now, I've told us, set a target for yourself every day and say, okay, if I do $10, if I do $20 today, I'm okay. All right. Once I get $20 today, I'm okay. And then tomorrow again, I continue. So then if I'm building an account of $10 or $20 or $50, all right, once I get to $100, I'm going to take $20 out of it to buy coin. That's what you do. Because I've told us, whatever thing you think you are trading and making money now, if you don't build your portfolio, time will come, you just wake up, okay, imagine what Bitcoin did from how many price. So when this altcoin season, you can see a coin, you just wake up in the morning, and a coin you bought, just 3 days back, or a coin you have bought since that was just stagnant there. Poof, you will just do 200%. Okay? It will just do 200%. And then you will just cash out and then, begin to stretch your tentacles. And that's exactly what we do when it comes to building portfolio. Then over time, so you can see Mina now within 24 hours have done 103%, right? Or 102, 101% as it were. So that means Mina actually bottomed out 13 days ago. So you can see that Mina, and I told us so many coins that we've traded before that people have forgotten, that it was high time you guys go back to them to check an opportunity that could be available in them. Let's look at Rose, for instance. I'm not asking you to buy. Look at Rose. So all-time low was about 3 years ago. All-time high 2 years ago. So I can now be searching for them and look at, if I go and look at and check Rose on my data, for instance, let's look at Rose. Right, you can see Rose. Rose is just breaking out for a very long time. Let's look at weekly. Can you see? So can you see Rose? So once Rose crosses about 5 cents and all of that, it's going to be parabolic. Maybe perhaps until it gets to about 20 cents. If I want to buy, I can buy. I'm not asking you to buy anyway, but that's your choice. Now, you probably want to check what's actually going on with Rose. Do they have any new project they want to do? But you want to look at Rose is actually totally at the floor. So when you are now building your portfolio, those are type of coins you want to check and to see how you add up to your portfolio, because they have been down for only God knows. So I think that's just the basic on this today, and I've told us to look out for DXY and then Bitcoin, and then we saw, as if it was like a play that what Bitcoin may do, and then we could see what Bitcoin is trying to do already, right? So I never expected. I just said, okay, before the end of the year, Bitcoin could hit about $37,000. So, but I told us in my voice note that it looks so faster than what I expected, because when I checked my algorithm and what I saw, I was like, wow, this is going to be very crazy. And now it actually went crazy. And so it's very possible that Bitcoin that expect pullback and all of that. So that means Bitcoin had actually done almost $36,000. So which I was telling you guys that I'm looking at about $37,000. So that means possible. The $40,000 I was predicting can happen, but that doesn't mean that it's a guarantee. It's a probability, but it could be high or low. If eventually it happens, that means the probability was very high. Right? So thank you very much, everybody. So please, if you are still gambling and running around, know what to do in the space, it's expedient you learn, settle down, go and acquire knowledge. And then, like those of us in Port Harcourt, of course, there's a physical training that used to find a way to attend, organized by Planb Xpress, for you to get trained properly, right? Get trained properly so that you can learn and apply the right skills to make money, right? Get the basics and all of that. But if you are, either you're in Port Harcourt or not, and you want to get online, and I've told us that the online combo cost is still $150. But after this month, it's going to be $500. Then still combining everything. But by next year, it will be separate. Forex separate, volatility separate, all of those things separate. So you still have opportunity. The good thing is this: the basic knowledge on the maybe technical is universal to everything. It's just for you to understand one or two sentiments, and then you can be fine. All right. So let's wake up. Let's help ourselves. Zen Crypto, still talk about some of those tokens that we're doing for, and then see Zen Crypto. I think I saw it about that 703, and then you could see what it has done. So that means in 7 days, so in 14 days, I've done 140%. So you actually forget some of those things, but they are there to give you some money. Called DAO. It has been silent too. It's supposed to have been moving up to now, okay? All right, so about 14 days ago, had done 38% and all of that. So you do not need some hypes of people. Wow, this guy is really targeting to hit up here. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that's just the basic for today. And so go and help yourself out. And those of us who are on volatility, please be patient, because I'm looking for a very good structure, because there was a structure we missed 3 days ago. It's so painful for me. This guy is supposed to bounce from here. If you refuse to bounce from here, that will be disastrous. If you refuse to bounce from there, then that means to come to my cell. Is it a pin bar? Let's look at 1 hour. Well, it looks like a continuous trend, continuous uptrend. That's why I love breakouts, and a good breakout, a good bounce, just like reversal and all of that. You ride it very well. And of course, this one too is still okay. This is a retracement, and that's what I'm just looking at. And here, it's already a top 1, 2, and then it got bounced again. So this is like a what we call support and resistance flipping. So it's flipping the support. So you flip it here, so it corrected back. So we should have a bounce eventually. But if we do not, if you break and then come down to this 50 moving average, that's 868.57, and break it, then that means a total reversal. I'll just find already. Of course, at this point, we'll have entered my sort, and then I'll be looking at exiting at 812. I'm not asking you to do that anyway, because it's very fragile where it is right now. So guys, I'm just waiting for trying to structure a lot of things. So I love to enter a trade that have a very nice setup, and then we can be fine. So if you are still struggling and battling around, it's important for you to settle down and get the best for yourself so that we can get on with the market, make money, build our portfolio, and be fine. But please run away from Ponzi scheme. Thank you very much, everyone. Do you have a question? Anyone? You have questions, so you can ask and then continue. Okay, so if there are no questions, I want to wish us a very nice day. We are getting close to New York session. New York section can turn around markets. I'm targeting a lot of markets, so I perhaps will not be able to showcase some of those markets I'm targeting already. All right, so let me see. Targeting, many of you are not trading with me on the. Okay, guys, can you see this a bounce? So sometimes you can be in the market, you have to be panicking. Can you see this a bounce? So gradually, if it bounce up here now, then it will flip this pace and then continue to go. Please, I want us to be patient in buying and selling. It's very, very important. All right. The secret is this. You want to really get the best out of the market. It's not the short move. It's a good, big move that matters. Someone will say, because I have a small account, even when you have a small account, there's a way to scalp it. If you are scalping forex, synthetics, and all of that, I have a setup, all right, that I use on my what's it called? My trading view, on my MT5. That's so fantastic for you. You just finding entry and exit and all of that. And even if you check that on higher time frame, it makes more sense, as it were. It makes so much sense to, find a maze of entry. So, but when the best you want to get to yourself is to look at 1 hour time frame, and it'll give you good outlook and all of that. So please, I'm begging us, if you are part of Plan B community, run away from Ponzi scheme. Anyone who is coming to you trying to say, I have I need to find an entry to this guy. Anyone's coming to you, hey, I have a platform that pay you this and all of that. That's not true. That's not true. Run away from them. They are scammers. Guys, can you see my market? It's jumping up now. So it's actually, so there's a secret to that. You want to learn more about that, of course, go enroll on that Plan B market entry and exit combo. There are a lot of secrets there, and many can tell you about. So thank you very much, everyone. Do have a nice time. Enjoy your day. And let's wait for New York section, either for crypto, FX, everything. Bye-bye.